Hi Virgo. Let's hope that gods of Mercury or communication are going to be with us. I'm trying to do this recording for about 7 hours and it's popping up on the computers. Mercury retrograde. It does happen very often. It is the worst ever. So Virgos, you're number 4. What does that mean? That means that when I ask for, hey, can you kind of like give me likes and clicks and comments, that you actually came forward, and like being number 4 is really big, given that Leo blew everybody out of the water. So I really hope you can push your 4th place to closer to the 1st, if not the 1st, just by continuing to do that, maybe just in a greater numbers. So let me start. As I said, I don't know how long this could last, and I just did Pisces before you, and there's like a little hell on the screen that is stopping, and hopefully it's not going to work that way in a transition. So what I'm doing, guys, and please check your moon and ascendant as well, because after all, this is a general reading. The general reading, really, it's, as I explained in my Mercury retrograde, it's kind of like old Navy clothing, sort of like you still have to tack it in, you still have to kind of like do some adjustments, quite a bit of them. If you want to order the reading, come to cattarot.ca, and you are getting some messages, guys. Chariot and 10 of Wands seem to be the first, like bending over, almost like that's what I'm imagining. I'm looking down, I'm looking like from behind, so not a great sight. But this is not the best way to carry his wands over here. So I don't know. On one hand, emotion, we have 2 horses, kind of like each of them have their own, let's say, idea in which direction they really want to go, and Chariot is there saying, actually my idea is this, baby, you both are going to go in this direction. We're here, where is he going to, where is he heading? Actually heading into unknown. I see some kind of like situation that is written with secrets, or maybe that leaving something that was burdensome behind him, something that kind of like it just couldn't be carried anymore. Sometimes we just come to the ending of something literal. To me, Chariot is always like when you kind of like really want something, but you want something else better. So it's not like clearly I don't want to and that kind of stuff. It's kind of like, hey, I need to finish my university before we are together, or I need to want to see my kids growing up before we are together, that kind of thing. Then we have the Lovers here. Somebody's taking a step back, and we have here Page of Wands, and we have 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is very difficult deck, as you are noticing over here. The Lovers card and like these 2 cards, and it's kind of like really weird, because I was like looking at this card and I was saying to myself, wait a minute, why did this person leave the station from Lovers? Remember how I said I still need to do something before we go forward? So that was kind of like going on in my mind. So you see, I'm giving you the insight into the crazy mind over here. The Page of Wands is generally talking about somebody super swift, right? He clearly doesn't have a horse yet. He kind of like didn't graduate to that level, but it's about new adventure. I really think that some of you might be leaving certain, let's say, unsavory things. It's time to heal the wounds, right, of the spirit, and whatever it is, disappointment, sadness, broken spirit, broken heart, nostalgia. This is all part of that Mercury retrograde. But I also see a huge hopefulness in the situation. I see some of you saying, no, nobody puts Virgo in the corner kind of a thing. And it's kind of like grinding and bearing it, grinding your teeth and bearing it, pardon me. It's kind of like, I gotta do it. It's the medicine that is kind of like really needs to be taken. It's almost like you're taking a step back. Maybe, you know, you're back in a situation where you really know what you want. Interestingly enough, you are a sign ruled by Mercury retrograde, and I frankly really anticipate a whole bunch of crap coming up during your reading and Gemini reading. And you, it's more or less for everything else that is happening on my computer in the background at this stage. But you are ruled by Mercury, and you know, Gemini also is ruled by Mercury, which is kind of like here what is like really shown. I actually really like the composition of this particular card. So what we are really doing and talking over here is kind of like the beloved, right? And it's about choice. You probably are aware that right now I'm doing this shamanic kind of like studies, and because I'm doing that, I'm getting this really weird associations, and I take these dreams further and I just start meditating to kind of like end them. You know, sometimes you just like wake up, oh, what had happened, because the stuff from the past is really, really happening. One situation, it was one of long forgotten, long gone, like I'm talking 20 plus years, not even thinking about it in any kind of like shape or form. It popped up, and it popped up in a kind of way that really evoke all this emotional kind of like well-being, as if I were just there. I was like really shocked, both in my dreams and in my meditation. I was like, where are these feelings coming from? Like, am I capable even of feeling this much? Because it felt really much stronger than they feel for people these days. I guess when you get older, like you're a bit more cautious and you don't kind of like jump while coming entirely in there. So as I was like coming out to this meditation, I kind of like saw myself that actually I was like dealing in a little kind of like a log house on a very steep kind of like terrain, and there were two paths. One was like going up, and one was which was kind of like really easy walk. And I felt very comfortable. I said, oh my gosh, like maybe I made an error, maybe I should have stayed with this person, and forth, right? Because I was talking to my spirit guide in my meditation. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. So okay, I want to stay here. No, you're not staying. This is not your path. You see this like steep path? That's where you're heading. Why do I have to take the steep path? I want to take the other one. The other one actually also have a good view. So because if you up there on the very top is way better, but only if you get there. And it was really weird. It was, come on, but I'm feeling really good right now. Like I really need this. And he goes, no, it's never bad recharging your batteries. So I'm telling you all of this because obviously it's like somebody who broke my heart in the past. And obviously there was like something like that is kind of like really popping up. But I think feeling the chariot being really kind of like a main kind of like a lead in here, because this is about reaching some goal. This is about going in a new direction. And so keep in mind, if you're kind of like set, like I mean that you're going in a certain direction, to reach your goal you really need to become a master of your own means. So it's about determination, it's about heroism, it's about, hey, I know where I'm going. And maybe some of you, as I see here, and yeah, Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde wrecks how otherwise well-organized creature. Right now you feel like, oh my gosh, I want to pull my hair, like I mean, my house is not clean, did I kind of like turn off my stove, and look for the crap I'm eating, and I don't know if I'm healthy, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. You know, like taking this to extreme, which is really not typical for you guys. I really think this is also really so my screen I'm seeing just a blur, and whether or not you're going to say, hey, kiss my ass, or you're going to say, oh, I'm not so sure if I can carry this. Maybe you need to unload at this stage. Maybe you simply need to kind of like reach the position where you're saying, okay, you know what, maybe this is too hard to carry. And don't put too many irons in the fire, because just take this chariot, take a chariot. It doesn't have that much room, and it has room for go, but it doesn't have that much room to carry all these wands. So maybe you are taking some burdens upon yourself, which probably you shouldn't be taking, and it's maybe a good time to kind of like say, okay, I kind of like really know where I'm heading. Maybe for some of you that's going to be step back, going back in a relationship with someone, which could be found of you just making sure, hey, I just want to make sure I'm not making the wrong decision. And maybe your path point